very special presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. It seems kind of fitting that Twitch is streaming this live and direct from New York City, as we are live and direct from New York City. Maybe. As this American League Championship Series turns into the American League Championship game. One for the pennant, the 167th and last game on the American League calendar. This sounds a lot like the opening from last night. We know now that whoever wins this game is headed for Los Angeles with no time off. It's Monday, October 9th, 1978, or Saturday, October 3rd, 2020. And Game 1 of the World Series will be tomorrow night, or Tuesday at 8, 5 Pacific, right here on Retro Sports Network, in Los Angeles. We know that Don Sutton is waiting with bated breath to find out who's going to win this. And these two teams are pretty much dead even. Going into Game 4, the spread in the first three games, 12 runs for the Rangers, 12 runs for the Yankees. Much like the National League Championship Series. The Yankees won games 1 and 3, the Rangers 2 and 4. So, if it goes that way, then the Yankees are favored tonight. They also have Ron Guidry on the mound, but the Rangers have John Matlack. So the best two pitchers in baseball, in this replay anyway, are facing off for the pennant. And yes, Chris Chambliss is in the lineup, just in case he wants to put one in the bleachers to walk it off. So, to recap, there's no time off after this for whoever wins this ball game. The Yankees or the Rangers have a date tomorrow in Los Angeles to face Don Sutton. It should be Catfish Hunter if the Yankees win, if he's not used tonight, or Ferguson Jenkins. Who's it going to be? Who's going to be the hero? I don't know who the MVP is going into this. Whoever is the big hero tonight will certainly be the big MVP of the series. And then there's a World Series. So let's go. Let's play Game 5 of this American League Championship Series. As Retro Sports Network proudly presents the 1978 American League Championship Series. Tonight, the one for all the marbles, and I forgot to change the game number up there. It's Game 5, not Game 4, with the series tied 2-2 from Yankee Stadium. It's the Texas Rangers and the New York Yankees. And tonight's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Well, it is a gorgeous night at Yankee Stadium, 67 degrees, winds blowing from left to right. We're going to assume that because it was the Yankees and the Rangers, Dallas and New York, that the football game that normally would be here was played this afternoon, and you got to watch Howard Cosell on your way home from work and are settling in to watch this decisive game of the American League Championship. At least Ron Guidry hopes you are. He pitched a complete game in Game 1. He can go 135 pitches tonight. He went 9 innings, allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 2 and struck out 10. He's a fastball pitcher at 96, and he doesn't favor the ground ball or the fly ball. He will feature the strikeout. And this is how the Rangers line up against him. Mike Hargrove will lead off at first base. He's not had a great series, but there's no one even close to defensively as good as he is, and so he will get the call. in this Game 5. Bump Wills, who can cause a lot of headaches with his speed, will bat second and play second. Al Oliver doesn't normally play lefties, but it's Game 5, a decisive game. He's in the lineup in left field, hitting third. Bobby Bonds trying to be a hero. He played for these Yankees at some point in his career. Of course, he played for everybody. He cleans up in right field. Richie Zisk will be the DH. He'll hit fifth. Jim Sundberg will catch and bat sixth. Toby Harrah, the pride of the Washington Senators, will play third and bat seventh. Juan Beniquez in center field will hit eighth. Bert Campaneris, whose defense has been very good in this series, will bat ninth and play short. And John Matlack is on the mound for the Rangers in a rematch of Game 1 of this series. So indeed, Paulie, two great LCSs that come down to the last game. Defensively for the Yankees, they toy with Gary Thomason but in left field tonight, but Thomason's also a left-handed hitter. They stick with Roy White. He's a 7 and a 1. Mickey Rivers is an 8 and 5 in center. Reggie Jackson is a 6 and an 8 in right. Greg Nettles is a 10 at third. Bucky Dent a 6 at short. Fred Stanley, who has played magnificent in the two games in New York, gets the call again tonight. He's a 3 at second. Chris Chambliss a 10 at first, and Thurman Munson a 9 and an 8 behind the plate. Ron Guidry can field his position well. He's an 8 range and a .967 fielding percentage. For Mike Hargrove, he is 1 for 15. That's not necessarily what you want for a leadoff hitter, but he has walked 3 times, including once against Guidry in Game 1. His lone hit came in Game 3, and that was a triple. And so, with all that, it's time to decide who's going to the World Series in the American League. Guidry winds and fires, and there's a base hit to right. Jackson will pick it up, and that's a huge start for Texas. Hargrove is on. Brings up Bump Wills. Surprisingly, Wills not a great bunter in this situation. He is 3 for 13. He has scored 5 times. He's walked 3 times and stolen 3 bases. Hargrove not a threat to go anywhere. Pitch to Wills up the middle. Rivers is going to make a 50-50 dive. He dives and makes a catch for the out. That was a sinking liner, and Rivers, there's so much real estate out in center field here at Yankee Stadium, but he makes the catch, 1 out. For Al Oliver. Oops. What do you mean you don't want to see the logo? Trust me on that play. All right, here's what you missed. Here, you missed the single in the shallow right for Wills, or for Hargrove. And here was the line drive for Wills that Rivers caught. Once again, Oliver 7 for 15 on the series. He went 2 for 4 last night and 3 for 3 in the Game 2 win. He has a double and 2 walks. You know, I got a monitor here. I could look at it every once in a while. So 1 out for Oliver. Pitch from Guidry. There's a base hit right center field. Jackson will pick it up. Hargrove will hold at second. And there's 2 on and 1 out for Bobby Bonds. Bonds is 5 for 16 on the series. hit a home run last night, has doubled twice and driven in 4 overall. He's had a hit in each of the first 4 games. Pitch from Guidry into left field. Back goes White. 3-0 Texas. Bobby Bonds has homered off of Ron Guidry in the top of the first. And the Rangers have a 3 spot on the board. And the Yankees, all 57,000 fans, including those who think a hockey game's going to break out, are stunned. They're absolutely stunned. Bobby Bonds has hit 1 in every game of this series, a base hit. And Bob Lemon just kind of stands there and goes, "Oh my goodness, I did not expect this." Richie Zisk is 2 for 17. He had a base hit last night, but Guidry struck him out 3 times in game 1. Pitch to Zisk. In the right, Jackson, 2 out. So the good news, if you're a Yankee fan, is you got 9 innings to get 4 runs. The bad news is it's 3-0 Texas. Jim Sundberg is 3 for 16 on the series. He has hit 2 doubles and struck out 4 times. And so Sundberg, nobody on, 2 out. Base hit left side. And so that's the 4th Ranger hit. The batting averages I'm seeing on the screen are 180s, 150s, 173s. But it's all working right now. Here's Toby Harrah. He went 2 for 4 last night. He is 3 for 12 on the series. Hit a homer in Game 2 in Arlington. Has driven in 2 on the series. Runner on first, 2 out, 3-0 Texas. Pitch to Harrah. Ground ball is Stanley. Snap throw to Chambliss, and that will retire the side. But the Rangers, they'll tell you what they think of Mystique and Aura. They're dancers at the Go-Go Club in Dallas after half an inning. 3-0 Texas. And so here is the lineup that John Matlack will face. It's Mickey Rivers leading off in center field. Roy White will play left field. He'll bat second. He's not had a good series. Thurman Munson will catch and bat third. Reggie Jackson, who has had maybe the best series for the Yankees, cleans up in right field. And he's already got a big old box of Bounty paper towels. Craig Nettles at third will bat fifth. Chris Chambliss, the hero of the last decisive Game 5 at Yankee Stadium, will play first and bat sixth. Lou Piniella, the DH, will bat seventh. Bucky Dent at short will bat eighth. Fred Stanley will stay in the ballgame, play second base and bat ninth. And Ron Guidry, who was hit hard in that first inning, is on the mound. And if you're wondering about long relievers for the Yankees, it's pretty much anybody not named Kenny Clay and Sparky Lyle. Although Lyle probably could go. So John Matlack is handed a lead. He went the distance 9 innings, 7 hits. He didn't give up an earned run in game 1 and struck out 2 in the loss. So a fastball at 88 is what he specializes in a ground ball plus pitcher. And he's been handed a 3-run lead. Al Oliver is a 5 and a 7 in left. Juan Beniquez a 9 and a 7 in center. Bobby Bonds a 7 and 8 in right. Toby Hara a 5 at third. Bert Campaneris an 8 at short. Bump Wills a 7 at second. Mike Hargrove an 8 at first. Sundberg a 10 and a 9 behind the plate. And Matlack an 8 with a .921 fielding percentage. Yep, you gotta figure, Guidry threw 21 pitches in the first, that Texas is going to get what they have, and so the Yankees now have the rest of the game to get 4 runs. Pitch to Rivers is a ground ball to Wells, and the hole over to Hargrove, 1 out. Brings up Roy White, who is 2 for 13 on the series. Matlack from the wind. Right back to Matlack. Over to Hargrove. 2 out. So 2 pitches and 2 outs for Thurman Munson, who was 4 for 15. He went over in yesterday's loss. He drove in 2 on a single in game 1 and 1 in game 3 to have 3 RBI. The Rangers have not used Steve Comer or Jim Umbarger, or Reggie Cleveland for that matter, so if Matlack should struggle, Texas has plenty of arms. Pitch to Munson, into center field, Beniquez, and the Yankees go down in order as Beniquez on the warning track will haul it in. Matlack retired the side on 3 pitches. Think of that what you will. We go to the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. Texas 3, the Yankees nothing. So Juan Beniquez is 6 for 13. He went 3 for 4 yesterday, a double, an RBI, and a run scored. Guidry from the wind. There's a base hit in the right center field. And so at what point do I consider yanking Ron Guidry? They're playing for Campy to drop one here. Campaneris is 2 for 9 with 2 walks and a double. There's only 2 pitchers that aren't fatigued. Paul Lindblad and Rich Gossage. Okay, you're being smart. So, I suppose you could go with Figueroa if you needed to take someone out this early. But that's the Yankees situation. Lemon goes out to talk to him. Pitch to Campanera. Struck him out. So Lemon calmed him down. Well, he's put on 5 base runners and retired 4 in the deciding game. That leash isn't going to be all that long. Here's Hargrove. He's 1 for 1. He singled and scored. Up the middle, Stanley's only play is to first. Hargrove is out. Beniquez moves to second. So the big thing is they really don't have anybody to bridge the gap. Guidry has to go. Here's Wills. He's 0 for 1. Pitch to Bump. Gets away from Munson, and Beniquez goes to third. That's a wild pitch. Guidry's not right. Ace or not, The count is 2-0 to Wills. To short, Dent throws it over to Chambliss, and they get out of it. But not before the Rangers get another hit. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. A 20-pitch inning for Guidry. We go to the bottom of the second, 3-0 Texas. So as Reggie Jackson steps to the plate, he is 3 for 13. He's got 1 homer, and that was a solo shot in Game 2. He's hit a triple, and he stole a base in Game 2. Between innings, Lemon just had his arm around Guidry as they talk shop and hoping to find something to calm Guidry down. Pitch to Jackson. Struck him out. He got him on an 0-2 on the black. 1 out for Nettles. Craig 2 for 15. He went 0 for 3 in Game 4 with an RBI. He's hitting 133. Matlack delivers. Ground ball to Campy, and Campaneris bobbles it, throws to first, and Nettles is retired. So Campy couldn't find a handle on that, but Nettles was not out of the box at full speed. Here's Chambliss. He's 2 for 15. Hit a homer in Game 2, and Dallas or Arlington hit a homer in Game 3. The homer in Game 2 was a late inning grand slam. So 2 for 15 with 2 homers and 5 RBI. Matlack deals to third. Hara over to Hargrove. And the Yankees are down in order again. Matlack has faced 6 batters on 11 pitches. We go to the third. Texas 3, the Yankees nothing. So Oliver, who singled and scored on the Bonds blast, is at the plate. Pitch to Oliver. Up the middle, a base hit. That is the 6th hit for the Rangers in this ballgame. And here's Bobby Bonds. He blasted a 3-run shot his first time up. Struck him out. Guidry got him on a 1-2 on the outside corner. 1 big out. And maybe that'll settle down the Gator. Here's Zisk. He's 0 for 1. Guidry's pitch. Struck him out. Payoff pitch in there at the knees at 99 miles an hour. And there's 2 out. So a good morning and a good afternoon. Sundberg singled his first time up. Are we getting a good night? Runner goes to throw down to Stanley, and Oliver steals the base. This Ranger team is feeling their Wheaties. And the count is 1-0 to Sundberg. Here's the pitch. Good night. A late called strike 3. The home plate umpire is watching the game on his watchman, wanting to know when the hockey game's coming on. Not yet. No runs, a hit. They steal a base, but leave him on. No errors. Bottom of the third. 3-0 Texas. So here's Piniella, who was 0 for 13 on the series. He did walk yesterday. He's due. To third. Hara across the way, 1 out. Brings up Bucky Dent. Bucky is 2 for 12. He went 1 for 3 in Game 4 and 1 for 3 in Game 2. And this time he sends it up the middle. Will stops it, throws to first, 2 out. Here's the chicken. Has gone 3 for 5 in the series. Both of those in New York. He has a double and a walk. Struck him out. So Matlack retires the first 9 on 22 pitches. Stanley was looking fastball, and Matlack gave him something off speed. How about that? We go to the 4th. Texas 3, the Yankees nothing. So Hara is 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to Dent. Over to Chambliss, 1 out. So Guidry starting to settle down, but the Yankees offense hasn't found the bat yet. Here's Beniquez. He's singled his first time up. Struck him out. Guidry's warming up now. A 2-2 on the inside corner, and that's 5. So here's Campaneris. He struck out his first time up. So Guidry has found the script. Pitch to Campy is a ground ball to Stanley. He throws it to Chambliss, and the Rangers go down in order in the 4th for the first time today. After 3.5, it's still 3-0 Texas. And as Mickey Rivers steps up, 0 for 1 today, and so now 4 for 17 on the playoffs. See if the Yankees have some more luck the second time through. Matlack deals. There's a line drive to Campaneris, 1 out. And that brings up Roy White, who's 0 for 1. Ground ball to Hara, over to first. That's 2. And that'll bring up Munson. Matlack winds and deals, and there goes the no-hitter. Munson punches that into center field, and the Yankees finally have something to cheer about for Jackson, who struck out his first time up. One of the 2 by Matlack in the ballgame. Bet you didn't have that on the bingo card, eh? Pitch to Jackson, into right field and deep, and it's 3-2. The straw has stirred the drink, and it's a 1-run game. Matlack kind of was a bit rattled after the hit, and Reggie made him pay all the way to the back of the bleachers in right center field. Kaboom is right. I wouldn't take that seriously. Told you to take him in that, 3-run lead in the first inning. So now it's a 1-run game, and Matlack takes a deep breath on the mound for Nettles, who's 0 for 1. Where's Billy? Billy's hyperventilating in a box around here somewhere. Pitch to Nettles. Ground ball to Harris. Great stab over to first, and that will retire the side. But the Yankees break through for 2 on the 2-run shot by guess who? Mr. October. We go to the 5th in Game 5. Texas 3, the Yankees 2. Was it next season or 80? I know they announced him for 80. Did he actually come back in 79? So Guidry threw 18 batters, 4 innings, 79 pitches, 6 hits, the 3-run shot to Bonds, and 5 strikeouts. Hargrove 1 for 2 with a run scored. So let's see if Texas can find another gear. Guidry's pitch to short. Dent over to first, 1 out. Guidry's locating his pitches a lot better than he did early on. Martin came back in mid-season. And that'll bring up Wills, who's 0 for 2. Pitch to Wells. They play for the bunt. Ground ball to Stanley, over to Chambliss, 2 out. So here's Oliver. They've yet to retire him. Stole a base, too. They singled twice. Guidry popped up left side. Nettles has it for the out. And so, halfway home, the decisive Game 5. The Rangers go in order, but they still lead 3-2. We'll be back in a moment. Retro Sports Network proudly presents the 1978 American League Championship Series. Tonight, it's Game 5, not Game 4, with the series tied at 2 games apiece between the Texas Rangers and the New York Yankees. And halfway home of this decisive game, the Rangers lead it 3-2. And tonight's game was brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. So if you joined us late, here's how we got here. It's been a battle of the home runs. Bobby Bonds took Ron Guidry deep for a 3-run shot in the first. Texas 3, the Yankees nothing. In the fourth, Reggie Jackson countered with a 2-run homer to make it 3-2. And so John Matlack has only allowed 2 hits, but they've both scored. He has struck out 2. Ron Guidry has allowed 6 hits through 5. All 3 runs are earned. He has settled in, though, to strike out 5. And so Chambliss is 0 for 1. Pitch from Matlack is a ground ball to Hargrove to the bag, 1 out. So you knew you'd be in for some spits and starts in this one, you knew, right? Here's Piniella. He's 0 for the series. He's 0 for 1 tonight. And a ground ball to third. Hara across the way, 2 out. And so Matlack has discovered his groove again. Here's Dent. He is 0 for 1. There's a fly ball to left, but Oliver's there and out will retire the side. So the Yankees go down in order in the 5th. We go to the 6th in this decisive Game 5. It's Texas 3, the Yankees 2. So Bobby Bonds has hit a 3-run homer to left and struck out. So feast or famine from Guidry. And this time he sends one down to Nettles. Snap throw to Chambliss. 1 out. Backhanded throw, and Nettles is just as steady can be. Here's Richie Zisk. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Into center. Back goes Rivers. Back to the wall. It's gone! Richie Zisk has homered. It's 4-2 Texas. Right out over the plate, and he sent it right about where Chambliss did in 76. And the Rangers get a huge insurance run. Big Zisk does pay off. That's big. Here's Sundberg. He's 1 for 2 with the strikeout. To short. Dent. Over to Chambliss, 2 out. For Hara, who's 0 for 2. And so all 6 runs in Game 5 have come on the home run. And none have been on the short porch and right. Pitch to Hara, struck him out. So Hara foul tips it in the mitt of Munson, and that will retire the side. That's 6 for Guidry, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. Bottom of the 6th of Game 5, it's now 4-2 Texas. So Stanley, who struck out, Rivers and White to follow. And Matlack has only thrown 52 pitches through 5 innings. Stanley, slow roller to Hargrove, underhands to Matlack, 1 out. And through 18 batters, Matlack has thrown 5 1/3 innings, 55 pitches, 2 hits, 1 to Munson, and the home run to Jackson, and he has struck out 2. Rivers will square. He tried to bunt, and it rolls foul. He did bunt, and the count is 0-2. Trying to sneak one there. Got him. Fastball in there at the knees at 87. That's 3 for Matlack. And the Yankees are running out of hits, or running out of outs. They're down to 10. But this team is pesky, kind of like the fly that's been hanging around in here all day that my cat won't kill. Pitch to White. Struck him out! Matlack got him on a fastball looking. And so we've played 6. No runs, no hits, and no errors. It's the Rangers 4, the Yankees 2. You guys are awful quiet. How you doing? There's a lot of people watching it here in kind of stunned disbelief. So Beniquez is 1 for 2. He has singled and struck out. Guidry has fanned 6. Gossage has moved to the pen. He will be the next pitcher. Pitch to Beniquez is a ground ball to Dent. In the hole, over to first. Beniquez can run, and he's out on a bang-banger. I think a lot of people are just kind of stunned. I kind of expected this to go the other way. I figured the Yankees would get a couple runs early, and Guidry would kind of cruise. Instead, Guidry's kind of cruised up and down the East River. Here's Campaneris. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Campy. Base hit to left field. Nope. He's going to dive. White on the run. Can he get there? No, sir. Campaneris is going for 3, and he's in there. It bounced past White, and Campy's on with a triple. And really, for the first time tonight, you really got to think that Cinderella is wearing Stetsons and cowboy boots. They're playing in for Hargrove, who's 1 for 3. He has singled and scored. Cosell is definitely into his 3rd vodka. Guidry through 27 batters, 6 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 2 homers, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. A triple to Campaneris. George Steinbrenner, his mouth is open. That fly that's buzzing around in here, I wish it'd fly in his mouth. Pitch to Hargrove, right back to Guidry, throw to first for the out. So Campy has to hold 2 out for Bump Wills, who is 0 for 3. Can they get him? Can they end the threat? Guidry and Munson have a conversation. Thurman puts the finger down. Wills, a slow roller to Nettles, and nobody's going to get anybody. That got caught in the grass, and Nettles never made a throw. It's 5-2. Wow. Nettles indeed got netted. I don't know what. You've got to make that throw. The ball was in the grass, but you have to make that throw if you're playing the... Oh, my goodness gracious. That'll do it. Gossage coming in. You don't have any more tomorrows. Guidry's day is done. Top 7, 2 out. 5-2 Rangers. And so Gossage has only gone once. He went in game 3. He went an inning. It was clean. He got the save. He throws the fastball at 95. He is a fly ball plus pitcher. He can only win it. He needs to get 7 outs. Oliver is 2 for 3. He has singled twice, scored, and stolen a base. I would never have expected that. He pitched well from the 2nd to the 5th. He actually allowed a leadoff single in the 2nd. You started to look to see who you could use, which is never what you'd think for Guidry. But Guidry settled in. He struck out 6, and then the runs came back. Pitch to Oliver. Into shallow right center. Rivers is there. Time to stretch. You didn't see that mistake. So here's Munson. He is 1 for 2. He singled in the 4th to break up what was then a no-hitter from Matlack. And then Jackson hit the homer nearly to the back of the bleachers in right center to make it 3-2. So Matlack is ready. Pitch to Munson. Struck him out! Struck him out a 2-2 fastball looking, and that's 5 for Matlack. I remember John, the only JON in baseball in 78, pitched in New York. He's familiar with the pressure. He was there in 73 when they went to the World Series, did the Mets. He was the co-MVP of the 74 All-Star game. He understands what goes on in this city. And he's got to be thinking this is pretty good. Reggie Jackson hit a 2-run shot in the 4th. And he hits a ground ball base hit to right here in the 7th. And so that'll bring up Nettles, who's 0 for 2. This game certainly isn't over yet. But as Yogi Berra would say, the cutie that serves your coffee in the morning is warming up to sing. Pitch to Nettles is a line drive to Campaneris, 2 out. And that'll bring up Chambliss, who's 0 for 2. Well, if this holds, we know who Lorenzo's rooting for in the World Series, don't we? And do you think anybody on the Texas Rangers is going to care they got to technically play tomorrow? It's getting late awful early, that's for sure. Pitch to Chambliss. Ground ball to Wells, deep in the hole. Throws to first. And would you believe it? The Rangers are 6 outs from the pennant. No runs. They leave Reggie on. The first time the Yankees have left a runner on today. After 7, 5-2 Texas. And so, I don't know, the MVP ballots have been passed out. Bonds now has 2 homers and 7 RBI in the series. Gossage just needs to shut him down and hope. If there's any team in baseball that can manufacture 3 runs in 2 innings, this is their part. Pitch to Bonds. Long drive, God! I think that answers your question. Bobby Bonds has homered again. It's 6-2 Texas. $57,000 people are stunned. He scalded that one down the line. There wasn't a ballpark in America that was going to put that one. He put that one almost off the facing of the second deck. Somewhere watching television, a little kid. That's right. I was just going to make that joke. 14-year-old Barry Lamar Bonds has just pledged his lifelong love to the Texas Rangers. Here it is again. No doubt about it. And to do it off of Ron Guidry and Goose Gossage, of all people. What in Kirk Gibson's name is going on? Here's this. He homered his last time up. Pitch to Richie. Line drive to Dent. 1 out. Can't watch it again. I've already moved on. Billy Martin is being paged to the white courtesy phone. Here's Jim Sundberg. He's 1 for 3 and struck out. And they are still ringing the warning track with horses here, so the Rangers don't get pelted with garbage. Popped up, right side. Chambliss should have it. He does. 2 out. Piniella, Dent, and Stanley do up. Who is Kirk Gibson? Well, later on you'll figure out who he is. Toby Harrah is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Kirk Gibson was a rookie in 78, wasn't he? Yes, that Tiger Farm hand in Lakeland. Something tells me in about 6 years he and Goose Gossage will get to know each other just a little bit. Harrah's trying not to smile. He sends out one to left. White will make the catch. Bobby Bonds, solo shot, deep left. Not if Uncle Ron Simmons that season. Well, it won't be next season. I wonder what the chances would be. I mean, we did a Bob Gibson tribute today. He certainly didn't strike out 17. I wonder if it's possible to actually get an event like that really happened to happen in the game. Anyway, Piniella's batting average here is .279. We'll let him hit. He is 0 for 2. Matlack is ready. September 79. Okay. Pitch to Piniella. Ground ball to Harrah. Over to Hargrove. 1 out. Yeah, you've done a bunch of Sims. And this is the 4th full season replay we've done, both football and baseball. We got the Pittsburgh-Dallas rematch from the 78 season. But in the 86 season, we got San Francisco and New England. And last year, of course, we had Baltimore and Montreal, with California being the only team to actually win the division. Here's Danny, he's 0 for 2. And I got anybody that can hit better than 238. against the lefty. Brian Doyle pinch hit. So there is a chance that the champion, that's true, or the Dodgers are certainly still in it, just like last year when the Expos won the World Series. Yeah, I agree. I think the Rangers are a hell of a story. They were a 94-win team in this replay. They had the exact same record as the Yankees. And so it makes sense that this one was pretty even. Brian Doyle played both the games in Texas. He went 2 for 5 down there, including 2 for 3 in Game 1. 1 out. Nobody on. Well, we got to see first. This isn't over yet. Pitch to Doyle. There's a line drive to Hara, and there's 2 out. And so Fred Stanley will have to stay in the game. Fred's going to move over to short. And in order to go to the World Series, you're going to have to get through Munson and Jackson one more time. Matlack is on 83 pitches with 2 outs in the 8th. He deals. Stanley draws a walk. So 27 batters deep. Mickey Rivers is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Matlack at 90 pitches. 7 2/3 innings. 3 hits. The home run to Jackson. A walk and 5 strikeouts. If Rivers reaches, I gotta pull Matlack. You gotta try to win this game. Pitch to Rivers. Into center field. Back goes Beniquez. It won't matter. It's on the track, and that will retire the side. The Texas Rangers, ladies and gentlemen, are 3 outs from the American League Championship to win it at Yankee Stadium of all places. We go to the 9th, 6-2. So Stanley is a better shortstop. He's a 5. And Doyle is a better second baseman. He's a 5. It'll be Beniquez, who is 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Pitch to Juan, struck him out. First strikeout for Gossage. 88 curveball on the outside half of the plate. So White probably will be pinch hit for. Munson and Jackson, and then you gotta hope that somebody does something there. 6-2 Texas. Campaneris is 1 for 3. The most unlikely triple maybe in baseball history. Although he hit 3 in the replay. Ground ball to Stanley over to Chambliss. So there's 2 out. And so the one hit that Gossage has allowed was the shot by Bonds. Here's Hargrove. He's 1 for 4 with a run scored and a single. He scored on a 3-run homer by Bonds in the first. Pitch to Hargrove. Liner to right. Reggie will play that in front of him. He doesn't want to dive and have it go extra bases. A smart play. And so that's the 11th hit for the Rangers. 6 runs, 11 hits, no errors. The Rangers have left on 4. They could have left on a phone book if they get the next 3 outs. The Yankees, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. Midlife Crisis did a strat replay a few years ago at Texas-Milwaukee in the ALCS, and LA and Pittsburgh. We don't talk about Pittsburgh. Brings up bad memories for somebody. In the NLCS, and Milwaukee beat Pittsburgh in the World Series. I wonder how many times in a 78 replay you get the Brewers to win. That's right, Mendoza. Bump Wills is 1 for 4. He is singled and driven in a run. Gossage to first. Chambliss takes it to the bag himself. Todd B., you are about to see history. The Texas Rangers are 3 outs away from winning the American League Championship. A 3-run homer by Bobby Bonds in the first, and then a second one, and that'll do it. It's 6-2. Mendoza's hitting 300 in your 81 replay. Really, 79? I don't remember them being that close in 79. White is 0 for 3, and they'll let him hit. Matlack to third, foul. And the count is 2-2. Matlack would like to finish this, but he'd also would like to get on a plane and go to Los Angeles. Up the middle, Wills to Hargrove, 1 out. You're not pulling Munson. He's 1 for 3. They could club. That team could rake. He scored on the Jackson homer in the 4th and struck out. I was pretty young in 79. They were competitive for a long time. Matlack, deep breaths now. Pitch to Munson. To first, Hargrove, and they're down to 1 out. And it's Reggie Jackson, who is 2 for 3. He has singled. He hit a 2-run homer in the 4th, and then struck out. So this is it. This is 248 average with a 4-run lead. He's pitching to Jackson. Oh, Jackson reaches, I'll think about it. Matlack wants him. Pitch to Jackson. Base hit right center field. So they'll give him Nettles. I'm watching that batting average. 226 is fine. And he's right. He won't be the final out. Here's Nettles. He's 0 for 3. Reggie, if the Yankees had won this series, lefty reliever, it'd be Comer. Yeah, Nettles has some power. Even a home run makes it 6-4. He'll give him Nettles. Pitch. Gets away from Sundberg, and Jackson goes to second. And the count is 3-1. Here's the pitch. To Campaneris, to first, and the ball game is over. The Texas Rangers are champions of the American League. They have come to Yankee Stadium. Hargrove leaps around. Sundberg leaps in the arms of John Matlack. How about that? Baseball demos, you've got company. The Rangers have made another World Series. They have come to New York and taken 2 of 3. The Texas Rangers are champions of the American League. John Matlack throws a 4-hitter. But Bobby Bonds goes 2 for 4 with 2 homers and 4 RBI. And the stars are bright, big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. And yep, somewhere George Costanza away from his nap under the desk. Ron Guidry got rattled. 9 hits. The 2 home runs. 5 runs all earned. 6 2/3 innings. And so are you ready to see it? Are you ready to see it? Texas gets in their first World Series 32 years early. And yes, JR and Sue Ellen, the Texas Rangers are American League champions for 1978. And that Budweiser and Lone Star and champagne will flow all the way across the country tonight. So it'll be Ferguson Jenkins and Don Sutton Tuesday night at 8 Eastern, right here on Retro Sports Network. Well, one of the games in Texas, she'll probably throw out the first pitch. Remember, we have a DH now the rest of the way, so Richie Zisk doesn't have to field. No, I didn't expect that. I expected Guidry to win. I really, really did. And so John Matlack, 2 complete games, The Rangers just did what they had to do. At times they pressed, but the Yankees got nothing out of this. They got, outside of Reggie Jackson, they did absolutely nothing in this series. Except for Fred Stanley. When he made that play to win Game 3, when he threw out Wills going from second to third on the grounder, I thought that was it. I thought the series was over. I thought the Yankees would win. I mean, Kenny Clay pitched well in Game 4, but the combination of Doc Ellis and, man, the Texas Rangers pitching was just outstanding, and that won the pennant. Yeah, I changed history, didn't I? So your final score in Game 5, the Texas Rangers are American League champions in 1978. Bobby Bonds, your MVP. The Rangers and the Dodgers Tuesday. Until then, I'm Ron Juckett. We'll have something for you in the next couple days. Talk to you the next time. Good night from New York.